Hello, I'm Vivian McGrath from beingunbeatable.com, and in this video I'm going to be talking about true love and true relationships. When I left an abusive relationship, I was a young single mother, and I honestly thought it was too late for me. And I would sit there thinking, when will I find love? Will I ever find love? Is it too late for me? But I knew that I had to be still within myself first. I had to recover and heal, because otherwise I would have gone back to my ex for more abuse, or I risked going into another abusive relationship. So I knew that I just had to be still, not date when I was insecure. I've done another video on that actually, about dating too soon and dating for the wrong reasons when you're insecure. So that's worth having a look at. So I knew that I shouldn't do that. And I knew that I just had to work on myself and build my self-esteem. And when I wasn't looking for love, love found me. And we've just celebrated our 30th wedding anniversary. And a lot of my friends often observe us and say, oh my God, you're so lucky. And I know I am. I'm really lucky, because I know the difference. I know, I've been in a relationship where my ex almost killed me. So I'm absolutely aware of how kind and loving and gorgeous my new husband is. So I wanted to tell you about, because he is my true love, I wanted to tell you what true love is, and what, in my opinion, true relationships are, and what they're based on. So I'm going to go through 8 points. The first, you trust each other. Nothing is hidden. You're not afraid to show your flaws, or show the sides of you that, you might be embarrassed about, or that you feel a bit vulnerable. Because it's only when you can be truly vulnerable with somebody that you can really forge deep trust and a strong connection to them. And a healthy relationship is one in which you can do that. You can reveal your vulnerability without it being used later as a weapon against you to hurt you, which happens when you're in a relationship based on fear and not trusting each other completely. Number 2, your happiness doesn't depend on each other. When I was in my relationship with my ex, my happiness would go up and down depending on his moods and his behavior. And if he was being nasty and hurtful, then I was down and upset and depressed. When he suddenly was remorseful and told me he loved me again after abuse, then I felt good about myself again. But unhealthy and abusive relationships are codependent ones. You've got two insecure people, and I've done a video and post about this as well. That's part of my dating too soon video. The codependent relationship is one in which you've got two people who are insecure within themselves, who are looking to the other to make them happy. Now, that's a really precarious place to depend your happiness, because then if you're depending your happiness on somebody else, you are a hostage to external forces and fortunes. You need to find happiness within first. Only if you're complete, and only if two adults are complete within themselves, whole within themselves, and happy with them in themselves, can they come together and be strong and stronger than the sum of their parts. That's what makes a happy relationship. A true relationship is if you are whole and strong within yourself, and finding your happiness within first, not depending on another person for your happiness. Number 3, you can let each other go. You're so secure within yourself that you're not afraid of letting your partner go. You're not jealous. You're not insecure. when they're not with you. You know, my husband and I have a lot in common, which is wonderful. With our core values, goals and beliefs are very, very shared and aligned. But we also have different lives. You know, I love it when my husband goes and has his boy time, cycling, training for his latest triathlon with his male mates. I love that. And he loves that I can go off and have my girly time with my girlfriends. And he doesn't feel threatened by that or jealous about that. And I don't with him, because if he's happy, then I'm happy, you know? And if he's interested, having a great life, then he's fulfilled, then he's happier with me. So we let each other go because we're not frightened of losing each other. When you're strong in self-worth, you don't have a fear of abandonment. You're not jealous. You can let each other go. And that, in my opinion, is the definition of unconditional love. The fourth one is you respect each other. And what I've really learned in my relationship is that love is a verb, not a noun. When you love somebody, it's not just saying I love you, it's showing them you love them by treating them with kindness and respect. You know, with my ex, what he would say and what he did were two different things. He could say he loved me, he could tell me I was the only one for him, but then he didn't treat me that way. He would be unkind to me. He would abuse me. He was physically violent towards me. My husband now, what he says and what he does is completely aligned. You know, if people ask him, you know, not just with me, you know, when he says, I love you, he treats me as though he loves me. He shows me kindness, he respects me. And when other people ask him about me, it's just lovely. I see his face light up and he says really nice things about me to other people. And I do the same about him. If you ask me about him, my face lights up. And I always say really kind, nice things about him because I absolutely respect him. Number 5, you're happy when they're happy. And I don't mean this. This is not the same as your happiness depending on the other person. It's not. It's, for example, if my husband starts doing really well at work or he gets a promotion, then I'm really happy for him. I'll celebrate his successes with him. I won't get jealous of them or insecure about them. Or if I got a new haircut and I felt really, you know, good within myself, he'll say how beautiful I look. Aren't I the lucky one? He won't be jealous that I'm looking great and going out with my friends. You know, he's happy when I'm happy. I'm happy when he's happy. Because two individuals that are happy within themselves, together, they're formidable. That's what a true relationship is. You're absolutely happy if the other person is happy. You're strong when the other person is strong. And number 6, your arguments, because you do still have arguments at times, they're not psychological warfare. You know, in a healthy relationship, you're allowed to get irritable, hangry like I do when I'm hungry. I get a bit cranky. You're allowed to have a difference of opinion and have a bit of an argument about things. But the difference is you're not walking on eggshells. You're not waiting for the next barb to be thrown at you. You're not unsure of when they're going to suddenly lash out and hurt you. You know, when I was in a toxic relationship, I was on eggshells all the time. I just was never sure what was going to happen next and when he was going to bring me down, argue with me and hurt me and blame me for starting that argument. No, in a healthy relationship, you can have differences of opinion and you can have those little arguments. It's fine. But at the end of the day, my husband and I, if we're in the wrong, we're also able to apologize. I'm sorry I was grumpy. Not I'm sorry you made me angry. I'm sorry I was a bit grumpy. You not only can apologize, but you also take responsibility for your own behavior if you were unkind and being a bit angry and grumpy and out of line. So, sorry, you can apologize. And actually what happens with my husband and I is it's so out of character that we argue, because we don't argue that often, that we actually often end up laughing our way out of it because we find it hilarious. When the other one's grumpy and they're like this, we end up sort of just laughing, and then that's the end of it, and one apologizes and that's it. So, you know, you can argue, but it's a healthy form of argument. It's a healthy difference of opinion. Number 7, your friends as well as lovers. I always find this quite funny, actually, because we are really best mates. And it's sometimes you sort of think, shouldn't this feel a bit weird that one minute I'm your best friend, next minute we're romping in the sheets, and isn't that a bit like having sex with your best friend? Shouldn't that feel a bit weird? It doesn't. It works. You know, my partner, my husband, is absolutely my best friend. I like him. I really like him as much as I love him. And, you know, that was the moment that was a turning point for me with my ex, when I realized I loved him, but I didn't like him anymore. I realized that actually we didn't have anything in common. Our dreams, our goals, our core beliefs and values weren't the same. We didn't have those things in common that are fundamental to a really strong friendship and bond that goes way beyond love. And that is what makes a relationship sustain long term, is that real liking of each other and that real true friendship that underpins that passionate relationship of love. So the two have to go together. Otherwise, it's never going to be a long-lasting relationship and a true one. And the last one, you're there for each other, no matter what life throws at you. I always laugh to my husband, God, you married me in sickness and in sickness. My health is that bad. It's really, really rubbish. I play hospital bingo in every country I'm in. We drive past a hospital, bingo, I've been in that one. Drive past, yep, been in that one. So my husband sort of got me in his sickness and his sickness. But he's been there for me whenever I've been down, my health's been bad. And I've been there for him, you know. It hasn't always been easy for us. We had a really difficult time during the global financial crash when I had to close my dream production company down. And at the same time, he was sent to work in China. Otherwise, he would have been made redundant. So we spent 2 years living apart, and it was really, really tough. But we just stood by each other, and in the end, we came out stronger. So, you know, you're there for each other. And sometimes he's the strong one for me, and other times he's vulnerable and not afraid to show it, and he allows me to be the strong one for him. So we're there for each other, and it goes back and forth. So they're the sort of 8 things I'd say are a real sign of a true relationship, a healthy relationship. And the most important thing I would say is don't start dating too soon, especially after an abusive relationship. You need to be really strong within yourself. You need to find happiness within first. And the most crucial thing of all is you need to find self-esteem and a strong sense of self-worth. Only when you are very strong in your sense of self-esteem, you believe that you're good enough, that you deserve better than anything other than somebody who is healthy and going to treat you with respect. Only then will you find that true love that you do deserve. So be still, find yourself first, and don't go looking for love. Find it within you, because once you do, love will find you. The right love will find you. If not, you'll be chasing it, and you'll be chasing it for the wrong reasons. You'll be chasing it to find somebody else to make you happy. And that's not the secret to long-lasting relationship or love. I hope this video has been helpful. If it is, please click like and subscribe. And why not go to my blog, www.beingunbeatable.com, to try my love test to find out, is your relationship good enough for you, or do you deserve better? I'll see you in the next video.